Welcome back. Today's topic is pushdown automata and its informal introduction. As you know, pushdown automata is going to accept the languages called as the context-free languages. Generally, context-free languages are generated by the grammars, context-free grammars. Accepted by which machine is? It is the pushdown automata. Basically, it is the automata which have some extra memory in the form of the stack. Generally, a finite automata are limited in their descriptive power, meaning that finite automata is going to accept only a limited memory of languages. Like finite automata can accept only a power n only. So it can store, in input type, it can hold all input symbols. For example, I have a context-free language, a power b power n. Is it finite automata can accept this language? It's not possible because finite automata have only memory capability to store in input type. Okay, so input type can hold yes. Then how you can store b's in input type also? It may not be possible. That's why we have to think of another variant of the finite automata mission. It is called as the pushdown automata. Basically, it is automata with extra feature called as the stack. That's why it is called as the pushdown automata. Yeah, let me draw the model of the pushdown automata. As usual, it has the input type, then it has the finite control, then it has the extra memory in the form of the stack, so you know, a stack is the auxiliary memory which is added to the pushdown automata. Stack is one data structure, one end is closed and one end is open. Okay, so stack is divided into the cells. So always there is some special symbol in the stack called as the Z0. You know, a stack, in stack you can perform the two operations. So one is the push operation and another one is the pop operation. You know, for push up, by using push operation we can add element into the stack, and by using pop we can remove the element from the stack. Then one more important thing is, so for the stack, one end is closed, one end is open. You can do the push operation or pop operation in one end only. Okay, so stack always pointed by one pointer called as the top of the stack. Then coming to the input type, so input type is divided into the cells. Each cell can hold one symbol at a time. For example, here I store the B, so then A and so on. Okay, then so finite control have a one head called as the reading head, points to the input type. Then similarly, finite control has one head, points to the stack. That's why it is called as the stack head. See, reading head moves in only one direction, that is from left to right. So what is the next symbol it can read? A. What is the symbol it is now processing? B. Whereas coming to the finite control, so finite control plays a key operation in the pushdown automata. So finite control have one head, reading head, points to the input type, stack head points to the stack. So finite control decides whether state is the same state based on the input symbol which is read from the input type, and operation is doing on the stack, either push operation or pop operation. Okay, so finite control decides we can move to the one state to the next state or remains in the same state. As you know, stack is the, as for data structure is concerned, stack is the last in first out, meaning that the element which is inserted last can be removed the first. That's what the specialty of the stack data structure. Okay, so yeah, we're coming to this one. So this is the model of the pushdown automata. How many parts means? Yeah, one is the input type, and second one is the finite control, and third one is the stack. As I'm repeating, yeah, input type is going to hold your input symbols, stack is going to hold the some special symbols. So by default, stack is always has the one special symbol called as the Z0. Next lecture we'll see the formal definition of the pushdown automata.